Hi, I'm Kadin. I'm the youngest son of Grandma Maggie's oldest son. And I'm so glad we're all gathered here today to figure out how the singing gene skipped me. For those of you who don't know, I'm in the family business. I'm a farmer. Although the crops I harvest, you could say, are a bit non-traditional. I graduated in 2016 with a BFA in theater and subsequently moved to Chicago, Illinois in 2016 to homestead and pursue agriculture. I farm stories, which scientists have identified as a member of the pulse family. Not dissimilar to lentils, stories are hypogeals like lentils, which means they germinate beneath the surface. This makes them excellent plants to grow in the brutal winters of the Midwest. For those of us in the trade, Grandma Maggie was a pioneer in the world of story farming, and her dinner table is one of our most hallowed stages. My grandma taught me by example that stories, like lentils, are ideal for farmers because they improve the physical properties of the soil and increase the yield of succeeding cereal crops. I learned from a very young age, sitting on the wooden bench in the farmhouse on McGreevy Road, that consuming stories is dramatically nutritional and leads to a long, healthy life. I've been growing my stories in Chicago for 2 years now. We're a farm-to-table operation. We're called the Neighborhood Theater, that values earnest and homemade stories as a means to build community and bring people together. We believe that healing comes from sharing a meal. And for this very reason, Grandma Maggie is our patron saint. Each evening on the farm watching Grandma prepare her theater for the evening's production was a masterclass. She was an architect of one of the most intimate and exciting theater spaces I have ever visited. And she was also the most valuable, most appreciative season ticket holder. As the sun would go behind the hills each night, the first story told was always the meal Grandma had been working on all day. Grandma's meals always told the same story, even when the ingredients changed with each night. They were buttery, warm tales that would melt away the aches of even the hardest day's labor. I remember watching the faces of each lucky guest, many of you in this room, at the table as the light would return to your eyes after a few bites. Stories have been told around campfires for ages, and Grandma's meals were the spark that lit that fire each night. I feel humbled and honored to be in the family business. Story farming is a sacred practice sowed in the fields of this family's DNA by its great architect and matriarchitect, Grandma Maggie. Grandma was a fierce supporter of young art farmers, and I hope to continue her legacy by appreciating each of life's ingredients, working hard to feed those that I love and those that I meet, and listening to an almost impossible amount of national public radio and opera. Grandma, may your white hair clouds bless my fields of stories on sunny days, and may the memory of your warm soups bring us together to share what we've grown on the stormy days. I am so proud to continue your calling of healing and bringing people together, one meal at a time. Today feels like, in some ways, one of Grandma Maggie's greatest meals, and I'm so grateful to share it with you all today. Thank you.